In March of this year, Game Fish and Park started a Shovelnose Sturgeon project on Lake Sharpe. This is a 3-year project to look at the population demographics of Shovelnose Sturgeon on Lake Sharpe. What this means is the population size and how it is changing over time. This includes looking at the age of the fish, how the fish are growing over time, and are there new fish coming into the system, as in recruitment, and are fish dying or mortality. Additionally, this project will look at the seasonal movements and habitat use of Shovelnose Sturgeon in Lake Sharpe. During March and April, GFP targeted shovelnose for the population demographics portion of this study. Later in May, GFP staff will target 25 shovelnose sturgeon to be implanted with acoustic tags. These telemetry tags will actively track the seasonal movements and habitat use of shovelnose sturgeon over the next 3 years. Trotlines are set for the shovelnose in the early spring due to high shovelnose sturgeon catches and low bycatch, which are other species. Trotlines are favorable sampling gear for shovelnose sturgeon. Trotlines are a passive method of sampling consisting of 20 baited hooks, which are attached to a 110-foot lead line. The line is held parallel to the current by an anchor on each end and marked with a buoy on the downstream end. Buoys are brought over the front of the boat, while one person removes the trotline clips. When a shovelnose sturgeon is hooked, it is brought to the starboard side of the boat where a second person grabs the fish by the tail and mainline clip to reduce losing the fish. Fish are then placed in a holding tank to be worked up. Any bycatch is measured for total length, tip of snout to end of pinched tail. Measurements are metric and taken in millimeters and grams. This catfish was just over 25.5 inches in length.
649.
Each shovelnose sturgeon is measured to fork length, so from the tip of the snout to the fork in their tail. This is because they have heterocircle tails. That is when the top of the tail fin is longer and shark-like than the bottom. This fish is 23 3/4 inches. Gloves are worn when handling shovelnose sturgeon because unlike most fish with scales, shovelnose lacks scales and are covered instead with bony armor-like plates. They are very sharp and can easily cut hands. This fish was just shy of 2.5 pounds. Each fish is double marked with a caudal, tail, fin clip, and a Floyd tag. Each tag has a unique identifier, a 3-digit number. Floyd tags are injected into the soft tissue at the base of the dorsal or back fin.
New tag 071.
Tagfish will be used in a mark recapture study to estimate the number of fish in the population. Additionally, we are able to track how much these fish will grow over the next 3 years. The caudal fin clip serves as a secondary marking in case the Floyd tag falls out. The caudal fin clip will regenerate or grow back in about 6 months. Even after the fin regrows, there is a distinct line showing regeneration. A section of the pectoral or side fin is also collected from each fish. The cross-section of this fin clip will be used to determine the age of this fish. Unlike most other species of sturgeon, shovelnose are among the smallest and shortest lived. Shovelnose sturgeon weights rarely exceed 5 pounds and they live 15 to 20 years. Data is recorded on a tablet and the fish is released back into Lake Sharpe. To reset the trot lines, one person stands in the bow of the boat while another hands them baited mainline clips. We start at the upstream end and drift downstream with the current. A total of 20 baited hooks are placed on the 110-foot main line. Hooks are spaced 5 feet apart. An anchor with a buoy rope is attached to the downstream end.
Anchor's on the bottom.
In May of this year and next, a total of 50 or 25 each year, shovelnose sturgeon will be implanted with acoustic telemetry tags to track movement patterns and habitat use of these implanted fish. Aside from the free-flowing stretch of the Missouri River below Gavin's Point Dam, little is known about shovelnose sturgeon in South Dakota. This research will provide important information to guide conservation actions towards shovelnose sturgeon, a rare, large river species in South Dakota. To date, 393 shovelnose sturgeon have been tagged with South Dakota Game Fish and Park tags in Lake Sharpe, with only 2 recaptures collected.